And they gave them, like I said, a little bit less than 8 months. I think they actually had like 6 months by then. Because they had to set up, they kind of had the storyline set up, but not like, you know, exceptionally well. At the base of it, they realized they're just going to have to wrap the two together. So they had they figured that all out in about 6 months to make the entire game, the world of the game, both map-wise and individually. And then they had to hire a whole bunch of new staff people just to be able to make the game properly. And write the storyline and do everything in about 8 months total.
How many ways can I say festering pile of snot?
Yeah, and this was all because Activision got pissed because Call of Duty tried to because Treyarch tried to make a more modern future, and Infinity War. That's what Infinity War got pissed on that, and Activision got pissed because Infinity War was getting pissed over this. They, you know, had a contractual agreement that kind of made it so that Infinity War couldn't make as much money as they wanted. I mean, Activision couldn't make as much money as they wanted because modern shooters are the big thing right now. You know?
Enemy UAV is airborne.
So, more or less, in my opinion, Infinity Ward was right in their being pissed off that Activision shouldn't do this. Yeah, that Activision shouldn't allow Treyarch to make this game. That ended up being Black Ops 1. And when Black Ops 1 switched to being a Vietnam shooter, then sure, that's fine. Sure, it was a thinly veiled modern shooter, but it was still a Vietnam shooter technically, so it was within the agreement. But then Infinity Ward then Activision's just a total fucking dick.
Yeah, no, Activision.
They pretty much just fucked over Infinity Ward and MW3 as a total. And Infinity Ward, I think, still hasn't been able to properly recover from this fucking, because they lost the majority of their senior writers, senior pretty much everything. Yes, every little tidbit. The only couple people they kept were some managers. Only a couple of them, by the way, I should mention. I think they ended up keeping like 20 total guys off of their entire staff, like 20 total people who were in any form of management positions, and most of those are basically Activision's bitches, and a couple of the original guys, who they couldn't really fire due to contractual agreements. So yeah, and then on top of that, what happened was, when it comes to this new Black Ops 2 game, where it got set in the future of an extremely modified future, pretty far into it. I think it was like 2060, right? Something like that. What was into
2027.
2027, yeah. Since there has not been since they didn't set up as a new future war, they didn't relate it to any, other wars outside of they did a little bit of referencing, I think, the, modern, they made it entirely related to non-war stuff. Pretty much it was cyber terrorism and shit. Okay? Which made it so they were allowed to do that because it was kind of a mini loophole within it. Since it wasn't technically a real war, Treyarch was allowed to make the game in the future, okay? Since it was more or less just a terrorist fight. Not a terrorist fight, but like a drug cartel and other bullshit for duking it out over personal conflicts, okay? Fighting against the States. So that was allowed within their agreement, and it was set far enough into the future that it was allowed since there is no war that looks like it's going to be looming between those two, and they didn't try to do a future war between the United States and Russia or the United States and China or something like that. Okay? Because that would not be allowed in the game, and it was completely alternate timeline starting at Vietnam. So it doesn't entirely, actually slightly before Vietnam, so that was still allowed within their agreement, but it's still real borderline bullshit with that agreement there. Now, I don't know if that was Treyarch's intended goal for that setting, because it doesn't feel like it to me. Because, they kind of put Alex Mason in there, and the other characters in there. I think they wanted to do something with those characters in the future. I'm thinking they were trying to do like that Cuban, the whole point was actually the past portion of the game, the Cuban War and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? The one, what I'm talking about, like the past thing?
No idea.
Alright, the past missions.
I never finished Black Ops 2.
But you played some of the missions. I remember you played some of them with me.
Yeah, but I never finished it because was
It got better.
the single player was just so.
I know. I honestly felt like they built. But you played some of the past missions, correct? The ones in the
I
past.
think so.
You know, where you actually were playing as Alex Mason, not David Mason, his son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those. I think it was actually like by the look of the game. I think that was their intent was to actually just build it on that. But then Activision came along and said, okay, the future shooters are the big thing right now. Near future alternate timeline shooters are the huge thing right now. So we want you guys to make this. So then they like mixed it up for some unknown reason because they knew they couldn't have David Mason running around. I mean Alex Mason running around in his 90s, shooting a whole bunch of people for the United States of America. You know what I'm saying?
I don't really know what happened in the game. All I know is that it was a single player.
But yeah, they divided up the timeline. No, it was honestly it was okay. I liked it. I liked it from a mechanic standpoint, a bunch of little details. It was pretty good. It's just that like it seemed like the storyline for the future portion was forced, whereas the one for the past was actually pretty built there, pretty well made, so on and so forth. It really just felt like the future timeline in that game was completely and utterly forced to me. So I don't know if that's the truth or what, but that's my assumption is what happened is that Activision told Treyarch they had to make that in the future. Okay? I wonder where I'm gonna cut this, because I had to cut that somewhere. I'd probably cut it mid-sentence. Yeah, basically that's why MW3 sucks so much, was because Activision basically fucked over Modern Warfare 3 after Infinity Ward got pissed that Treyarch was trying to make a semi-future game.
So everything is Activision's fault?
No, it all started off because of whatever. I don't know what reason why Treyarch had to make a I don't know if they were told to make a semi-future game or they just felt like it'd be a good idea to make one because it'd be fun or something, you know. But no, it's not ultimately Treyarch's fault or anything. It's nobody's ultimate fault. It's just actually no, yeah. As far as MW3 getting fucked over, yeah, that's basically Activision's fault. With a bit of Infinity War mixed in, everyone's
sad one marked with tragedy and really progressively getting worse games.
They're getting green Tyler. What do we get new? New primary? I'm guessing a new sniper rifle or something, or assault rifle.
You came out.
Oh, suppressor, neat. How much time do I have? I have an hour left still.
But
On Thursday.
the story, no, it's gotten worse. Black Ops 2.
Definitely.
Black Ops 2 did things right.
But they didn't do a good story.
To MW3, but that's because MW3 did so many things wrong.
The multiplayer on Black Ops was at least decent. I like the maps on it at least. Black Ops 2. The maps for Black Ops 2 actually felt made. Like they were well made. Some of them. Not all of them, but some of them.
I don't know,
Especially Cargo. I love Cargo.
Every game has had some sort of balancing issue, though.
Yeah.
With their online, like this game, the M16 is kind of overpowered.
Yeah, 3-round burst guns tend to be either overpowered or shit. It's either or, really.
World of War, the MP40 was overpowered.